Since the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, mistrust has characterized the relationship between the United States and the Muslim world, according to a new survey by World Public Opinion. It says the abuse of prisoners at Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison and the detention of terrorist suspects in Guantanamo Bay have contributed to Muslim perceptions that they have been the targets in the United States war on terror. While 7 in 10 people surveyed in Muslim countries said they disapproved of attacks on American civilians, large majorities support the Al-Qaeda goal of ridding the Muslim world of U.S. military bases and troops. Stephen Call, the director of World Public Opinion, describes the dilemma Washington faces trying to fight terrorism with expanded military presence in Islamic countries.
Our military presence provokes a certain response that creates a certain sympathy for terrorist groups and probably facilitates some of the recruitment process. So I think of American policymakers are, in a sense, in a kind of conundrum where they have to consider the consequences of the military presence.
Taking a more active role to settle the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, accepting the outcome of elections even if Islamists win, and treating Muslims and their faith with respect are all steps, Carl says, Washington should take if it wants to better engage the Muslim world. A similar theme was struck at a recent Senate committee hearing chaired by Democratic Senator John Kerry. He emphasized President Obama's commitment to a relationship with the Muslim world based on mutual respect.
If we truly want to empower Muslim moderates, we must also stop tolerating the casual Islamophobia that has seeped into our political discourse since 9/11.
Experts such as former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright also weighed in with recommendations for engaging Muslim communities around the world.
Vigorous use of diplomacy to resolve conflicts, support for improved governance in Muslim-majority states, efforts to enlarge economic opportunity, and steps based on dialogue to enhance mutual understanding.
She also highlighted the importance of talking and listening to the Muslim people around the world through exchange programs, language and cultural education, and better media communication, including having U.S. officials appear on Al Jazeera television network. Gallup Center for Muslim Studies Executive Director Dalia Mujahid recommended 3 steps cited in surveys to better engage the Muslim people:
resolution of conflict, political and economic reform, and mutual respect. Whether we were talking to someone in Casablanca or Kuala Lumpur, the most frequent response was for the West to demonstrate more respect for Islam and to regard Muslims as equals, not inferior.
She argues that many believe Muslims are being denied what they most admire about America: the rule of law, self-determination, and human rights. This happens, she says, when Washington is seen as supporting unelected Arab autocrats, occupies Muslim nations, and is perceived as passive in response to Israeli actions against Palestinians. A settlement of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, experts agree, would help boost U.S. prestige in the Muslim world. Senator Kerry goes further, saying that without an American demonstration of commitment to act as an honest broker in resolving the conflict, it will be impossible to undertake any effort to reach out to Muslims anywhere. Mohamed Elshinnawi, VOA News.